All right, so just finishing up this last part, it cut me off on that last one because we got the 15 minutes. I'm not supposed to get the 15 minutes. All right, so we said it's cubic if flipped by the y-axis because it's negative on the inside. And here it's going to horizontally stretch by a factor of supposed to be 1 over our a, and a here is 1/2. So we do keep, change, flip real quick. So we keep the numerator, change the multiplication, flip that. So we're doing by a factor of 2. And so here, you can say by a factor of 2. And this part here, we'll pull that off. And it's like, okay, that was our work right there. But here, we horizontally stretch by a factor of 2. Cool. All right, so with this, we're going to spend a lot of time normally like working with really normally the vertical stretches. We don't really focus a whole lot on the horizontal ones. So just know about it, but you don't have to really know that much. But then this last video, we're going to actually do everything. We're going to put all of it together. We're going to make all these things going on. Make it happen, Captain. All right, so with that, we have this function here of f. We're going to, first off, the directions for example 5 says, tell the parent function, list of transformations, and then graph. So we have this wonderful function going on here, and we have all these different types of transformations happening. So first off, we're going to talk about the parent function, which is the squared there, which means it's quadratic. Quadratic. All right. So we have a negative that's in front of the function. So we have the negative in front right here. So that means if it's a negative in front, it flips about the x-axis. All right. Now the 2 is in front of the function, and because 2 is in front of the function, that means we're going to be doing with vertical stretching or shrinking. And so here it's going to be considered a vertical stretch. By a factor of a, and a is 2. Right, sorry, let me put these dots here like I normally do. All right, so we have those, and then now we have to take a look at the other ones. So here we have a 3 on the inside, that's your b. Remember, it's opposite of what you think. So if it's positive, that means it goes left. And with this, yeah, it moves left. All right. And then for the last part, we have a 4 on the back side here. That's our C. And C means moves up and down. If it's negative, it moves down. And again, this is our C back here. This is our B right here. This part is our A. 2 is our A. And then negative is the part in the front. All right, so with this, we're going to have our steps here. We're going to try to color coordinate this as much as possible. All right, so with what we have been doing, we're going to say, okay, the green is going to deal with our parent graph, doing the parent graph. Our pink, this is really like a pink color, is going to deal with step 2 with our moving up and down. Okay, color coordinating. Step 3 is actually going left to right. So again, guys, if you remember, we actually have done step 1, step 2, and step 3 already when we did example 3. So today, like with this, all we're doing is just adding in one extra step, which is step 4, which is doing a shrink and expand type thing. And I'm going to make that in flip. I'm going to make that blue. All right, so with this, we're going to start off with our parent graph first off. And so here, the biggest number is 4. So I'm going to do everything to 4. So labeling our graph, everything's going to 4. All right. So here again, it's quadratic. So we've been dealing with quadratic recently. So here we're going to do our parabola, dotted line, like we said in our first step 1. Graph the parent graph and make it a dotted line, so that way we know it's not the original, but it's not the final one. It's just the original. All right. From here, we're going to go ahead and move it down. So here, because we said it was down 4, we're going to move it down 4. So we're going to go down 4 here. But I'm not going to put a dot there because I don't want to get confused with other stuff. All right, then it's step 3 says we're going to move it to left or right. So take that spot that we just did here. We went down 4. Now from that spot, we move left 3. So we go over 1, 2, 3. Right there. This actually looks like it's 4, but that's actually off a little bit. Sorry, it should be right there. Bring it back. All right, so got over 3. All right, and then it says we're going to either flip it and shrink it or do whatever we got to do. With this, guys, the whole shrinking expanding part, I'm not going to be worried about like whether you did it correctly or all that stuff. The biggest thing I'm going to look at is this part right here. If you did that right, then you're going to be good. All right, but here we know it flips about the x-axis, which means it's going to flip down, just like we said earlier. And then we're going to actually shrink it a little bit or stretch it a little bit. So here, we're going to do something like this. All right, vertical stretch again, like I said before, it's kind of like shrinking it, making it shrink in. So just make it squeeze in a little bit there. And again, with that, I'm not going to expect you to get it correctly done perfectly. But yeah, that's it. That's what we're looking at. And here with vertical stretches, if you want to say shrink, not shrink, but skinny, make the graph skinny, skinnier. You can do that too. So notice we made this effect, instead of it being wide like this, we made it skinny, skinte. So here you can do skinny there if you want to for stretches, vertical stretches. All right, and then the last part here, yeah, this is actually the last example, guys. Oh my gosh, we made it to the end. Woo! Yes, God. Yes, God. All right, so here we have the absolute value bars going on right here. So this is the absolute value function. Again, we're going to take a look at each one of these transformations. So we do have, like this time we don't have a negative in front, so we don't have to worry about that part. But we have A right here, we have B right here, and we have C right here. So it means we're going to have 3 different transformations happening here. So here, for A, there's no shrink or expand because it's just A. So we don't have to worry about that part. So here, I'm going to put in, there's no flip, no negative, no flip. No negative, no flip. No negative, no flip. No negative, no flip. All right, and then here, because this is actually not greater than 1, there's no shrink. No, it's not greater than or between 0 and 1. It's actually 1. So no stretch or expand. Or shrink, sorry. All right. For the B portion of it, it's going to move left to right. And it's because it's negative, it means it's going to move opposite of what you think. So move right 2. Right, and then the last one is C, and that one goes up or down. So it's a plus C, positive C, so that means it moves up. All right, so we got those. Cool. Arigato. All right, so again, the same colors. We're going to do green for step 1. We're going to do pink for step 2. We're going to do orange for step 3. And we'll do blue for step 4. Cool. All right, so with this, 3 is the biggest number, so we're going to go 3 in all directions. Again, make sure you label. All right, so we did this. It's absolute value. So the parent graph and dotted is the V. So like step 1 says right there. All right, step 2 says move the parent graph up or down. And in this case, we say we're going to go up. So we're going to go up 3. So we take this and go 1, 2, 3. Right. Then from that point, we need to move it again. So we're going to go step 3. It says we're moving left to right. And we say it's going to go right 2. So here we're going to go over 1, 2. We put that dot right there. Right over 2. Right? And then again, we do our shrink and expand. And like I said already, there's no shrink or expand. So no shrink or stretch. And there's no flip. So all we're going to do last is just do the exact same absolute value graph. Woo, Jesus, looks bad. Sorry about that, guys. Woo, yes. There we go. And that's it, guys. That's all she wrote. So, yeah. Nasty.